What if the company that promised cheaper fuel is accused of hurting its own market, with Nigerian marketers forced to buy from Togo at lower prices? Dangote Refinery recently lowered its petrol (PMS) ex-depot price to 841 Nigerian nairas per litre in Lagos and the southwest. In Abuja, Edo, Kwara, and Delta states it was set at 851 Nigerian nairas per litre. This is a reduction from a previous price of 865 Nigerian nairas per litre in those areas, especially given rising fuel costs and inflation. The Depot and Petroleum Products Marketers Association of Nigeria, DAPPMAN, has raised several criticisms in response to Dangote's actions. Foreign buyers getting cheaper deals. Marketers say that foreign traders, for example, in Togo via Lome, have bought from Dangote at 65 Nigerian nairas per litre cheaper than the refinery charges within Nigeria. Some Nigerian marketers reportedly can't access supply directly from Dangote or find the terms unprofitable. Gistmania. Although Dangote has announced free delivery in some states, DAPPMAN contends that in practice marketers must lift a certain portion, e.g. 25%, of their allocation using Dangote's own trucks from the gantry, paying commercial rates. So the free delivery isn't wholly free and may limit flexibility or increase cost burden. Concerns about market stability. DAPPMAN warns that continual underpricing or aggressive pricing strategies by Dangote, if not managed carefully, could destabilize downstream market players, lead to supply disruptions or discourage investment in smaller local marketers. Stakes for marketers and consumers. To understand why this dispute is more than just noise. Supply share. Dangote supplies only 30 to 35% of national demand. The rest is still met by importers and non-refinery sources. This means that many marketers remain dependent on external supply chains and foreign exchange conditions. Cost of operations, logistical costs, duties, taxes, transport, pumping, etc. are high. When prices drop, margins shrink, and smaller players may struggle. If Dangote's pricing or delivery terms favor their own distribution chain disproportionately, local marketers might be squeezed. Dangote's defense and what they say. Dangote has responded to the criticism with arguments along these lines. The refinery claims its pricing model is transparent and that the recent reductions, including the rollout of free delivery in some states, are efforts to ease transportation and distribution costs for users. Dangote also insists that free delivery will help align distribution more efficiently and reduce overall costs to marketers. The CNG truck fleet expansion is part of that efficiency program. Whether these defenses satisfy marketers' concerns depends on how the plan is implemented and whether marketers perceive the terms as fair. The underlying issues: competition, transparency, and fair access. This conflict reveals deeper systemic issues in Nigeria's downstream petroleum sector. Transparency in pricing and allocation. Marketers assert that sometimes deals or allocations from the refinery aren't consistent or predictable. Transparency on how much is allocated, how delivery is scheduled, and what all associated costs are is essential. Competition versus dominance. Dangote, being the largest refinery operator, gives it enormous influence. If its pricing practices undercut smaller importers or local depots too aggressively, the risk is reduced competition or even monopolistic behavior. Regulatory oversight. The government and regulatory bodies must ensure pricing rules, delivery obligations, quality standards, and fair allocation practices. If resolved fairly, it could lead to lower fuel prices across the board, easing inflation and reducing transport and goods costs, benefiting many Nigerians. But if the dispute continues, there's a risk of fuel supply instability, especially in areas dominated by non-Dangote supply chains. Some marketers may reduce import operations or raise pump prices to compensate for cost pressures. Investor confidence matters. Downstream marketers want predictable price, supply, and regulation. Uncertainty or perceptions of unfair behavior can deter investment in local depots, storage infrastructure, or smaller marketers. What to watch and key questions going forward. Will Dangote issue more reductions or maintain pricing stability as importers respond? Are there supply chain reports of marketers still unable to meet production cost obligations or forced to buy via Togo because of price or allocation constraints? Will government agencies publicly intervene, mediate between Dangote and marketers, or possibly issue regulations to ensure fairness? Could this dispute trigger changes in policy around import tariffs, local refining incentives, or cross-border trade in PMS? Final reflections. Dangote's petrol price cut is a welcome headline for many Nigerians, especially those frustrated by high fuel prices and inflation. But, as DAPPMAN's critique reveals, the story behind cheap fuel is more complex. If Dangote truly intends for this cut to bring relief rather than dominance, it must walk the line between profitability and responsibility. For marketers, consumers, and the broader petroleum market in Nigeria, this moment is a test. Price cuts are easy to announce. Making them sustainable and equitable is the hard part.
Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this update and want to stay informed with fast, reliable news, don't forget to subscribe to Newsflash 360. Hit the notification bell so you never miss a story. Your next headline is just seconds away.